Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So off the last video that I did, well not the last video, the video that I did about the best places to invest in the UK, I actually got a subscriber request asking for a similar video but basically talking about good places to invest on the outskirts of London. Now I presume the ask for this video is coming from the viewpoint of a first time investor or a newer investor, and therefore I focused on cheaper areas just outside of London to buy in. Now although the areas that I'm going to be speaking about are significantly cheaper, they still have a pretty decent rental return in terms of the yield, and also they have seen quite good and sometimes even exceptional growth in certain areas in the last 3 to 5 years. Now I just want to quickly point out that when you go into investing in property, you've got the longer term benefits to look at as well as the shorter term gain that you can also have. Now in terms of the areas that I'm going to speak about today, it is definitely a case whereby their value is in terms of the longer term gain that you can look to get. Now in no way am I saying that the shorter term benefit in terms of like the rental income that you can get from these areas isn't good. I'm not saying that at all, but what I'm saying is that the greater benefit of these areas is definitely in the longer term benefits that you can get, because some of these places have seen 20% and even higher growth in the last 5 years, and that's amazing. I also quickly just want to say that the figures that I'll be referring to in this video are based on 2-bed properties. Now anything above that, so 3 bedrooms upwards, you'll be looking at an additional 60k or 100k on top of the figures that I'll be talking about. And finally, let's just let the cat out of the bag a little bit. The areas that I'm going to be speaking about are based in the counties of Essex and Kent, and they are not in any particular order either. So let's go ahead and get started with Essex. Number 1, we've got Clacton-on-Sea. Now Clacton-on-Sea is a hugely affordable area with properties as cheap as £115,000 or £120,000. As I'm sure you also know, it's a seaside town with a seafront, a pier and also amusement rides. As well as this, there's loads of shops, places to eat and loads of like leisure facilities for the residents that live nearby. There are also plans for the pier to see huge transformation and development, and so that's definitely going to increase the value of the area and draw more people to move over to Clacton-on-Sea. And in terms of transport, there are great transport links into London. This is via rail as well as car, so you can get the C2C train, which is a very popular network for people travelling from Essex into London and vice versa. Now let's talk numbers a little bit. In terms of rental yield, you can look to get as much as 6.5% on a property. Now I saw an example of this with a property on Zoopla going for £130,000. Now when I looked at the comparables for this property, similar properties get £700 per month in rent. And so if you do the calculation for yield, which is, let me get my calculator out so I don't mess up, that's £700 times 12, giving you £8,400 a year in rent. Then you divide that by the purchase price, which is £130,000, multiplied by 100, giving you 6.46. So yeah, rounding it up to 6.5% in yield. Now let's also consider the fact that if you are getting £700 in rental income for a property and the mortgage is only like maybe £400 per month, that is £300 profit that you're making each month. Yes, of course that doesn't take into account maybe any repairs or works that you need to do in the month, but it's still a very good figure. And most likely if you buy a good property, you shouldn't have to be spending really any money each month in terms of like maintenance or repairs. In terms of growth, Clacton-on-Sea has seen 21% in the last 5 years. Now that is huge, and so this is definitely a good place to look to invest if you want to invest just in the outskirts of London. Number 2, we've got Colchester. Now in Colchester, you can buy properties from as low as £150,000. Now as Colchester is the UK's oldest town, it provides residents with a balance of rich history as well as modern living. And so this includes like the fact that they've got a number of independent stores as well as like big popular chains as well. It's a huge arts and culture hub, so it's got a theatre, gallery, museum. And to round it off, Colchester is also known for its good nightlife. So there's food, there's bars, there's loads that you can get up to after hours. And to top it off, the fact that it's so easily commutable into London just makes it even more desirable for people to live. Now, before we talk numbers, I just quickly want to say that one thing that really stood out to me about Colchester is that when you look at properties in the area, you'll see that a lot of them say tenant in situ. And that just goes to show that there's a lot of rental demand in the area. And so if you invest in a property out there, you'll not be short of tenants. Number 3, we've got Chelmsford. Now in Chelmsford, you can get properties from as low as £150,000 also. Now Chelmsford is great because there are fantastic transport links. You can get to London Liverpool Street in 36 minutes, I believe. Chelmsford has a fantastic high street, and so they have a number of independent stores as well as like popular chains. The area is also known for its history and heritage, and so there's like a cathedral and also a museum, which are main places of interest for people that visit or even live there. Now let's move on to the county of Kent. Now first on the list for Kent is Ashford. Now in Ashford you can get properties from as low as £130,000. Now Ashford has loads of open spaces, there's a lot of green land, a lot of parks, lakesides and riversides. Ashford has 3 shopping centres, and that includes a designer outlet as well as high street stores, and the fact that you can get to London St Pancras in 36 minutes just makes it even more desirable. Again, when doing property research in Ashford, I found that a lot of properties have tenants in situ, so again it shows that it's a great place to invest because there's good rental demand. The next on the list is Maidstone. Now Maidstone is a hugely popular area in Kent, and you can get properties from as low as £145,000 to £150,000. Beautiful town, and it's very historic, and there's a balance of rural living as well as sort of like modern lifestyle and amenities for the residents that live there. All of this and the fact that it's just 1 hour to London makes it highly desirable for residents, including those that want to commute into London for work. Now finally, Maidstone is the location out of all the locations that I'm going to mention in this video that has the highest growth. Now it's seen a whopping 23% in the last 5 years. That is huge, and so it's definitely a good place to invest. And now last but not least, Foxton. So Foxton is an area whereby you can get properties from as low as £125,000 to £140,000. It's that sort of, range. It's a beach town first of all, so you're gonna have, your seafront and also all the things that come with that. Foxton is also known for its culture, so it's got like a little hub for the arts. It's known for its good food as well as like unique shopping experiences. So there are a number of independent stores as well as studios. Foxton, I believe, is the furthest away from London in terms of a commute. I think it's just over an hour away, and so yeah, it's the furthest out, but it's definitely very good value for money, and it's definitely a place where people tend to go to live and commute in and out of London still. So yeah, it's definitely still a good place to invest if you are looking in the Kent area. Folkestone has many things that appeal to the residents as well as people that want to live, a certain kind of lifestyle whereby you've got a good combination of like culture and history as well as, modern living also. Let's talk numbers in Folkestone. So guys, that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you've gained some value from it. Of course, there are many other areas in the outskirts of London that you can invest in, but obviously they come with a heftier price tag. And so in this video, I just wanted to focus on like the cheaper areas that you can get started with in terms of building up a portfolio, because as I said, I feel like maybe this is coming from a newer investor's point of view. And so based on the 6 locations that I've spoken about today in this video, hopefully you'll be able to identify one that you can kickstart your property investment journey with. If you've enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do also subscribe, and also remember to turn on your bell notifications so that you know as soon as I upload videos, which is now twice a week. So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.